Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
You've been all over the place. This is so awesome. We're so happy to be with everyone.
I know. Today's very exciting.
Yes, Ashley, they probably already know you, but do you want to give a quick little intro on you?
So my name is Ashley Cobb. I am a sex influencer and sex blogger. I run the brand Sex with Ashley. That's pretty much what I do. I talk about sex all day. That's my job.
I mean, who wouldn't want this job? I mean, amazing.
Amazing.
And I'm Chinae Alexander. I am a social media content creator. And Ashley and I, we've just become friends. And I can't wait to just stalk you online every day.
Same. I love your page.
I need more sex in my life. I need more Lovehoney in my life. So today we're talking all about body image, confidence, and how that relates to sex. And I talk a lot on my page and on my platform about body confidence and kind of like struggles that we have with body image and what I've been through. But I know that you are like sex expert extraordinaire. So I want to talk to you a little bit about how those things kind of overlap, because I think that's kind of like this cross section of topics that people don't talk about. Right. So we talk about sex and then we talk about body image, but I mean, have you found that a lot of kind of the issues people have behind sex or questions they have really do connect to our bodies?
They do. I call it sexual self-esteem, sexual esteem, right? So you have to have sexual confidence, and that kind of stems from either we're thinking that our partners are not going to find us attractive because we don't look like the latest Instagram model,
right?
Or it comes from a lack of not knowing our bodies ourselves, or it comes from not feeling confident in the positions that we do. So I think a lot of it is you have to build confidence through practice and learning your body and learning to accept it for what it is. And then once you realize, like for me, I have a fupa, right? I'm going to always have one. I had one when I was smaller and I have one now. It has grown in size, but I've always had one. And so this is probably going to be here forever unless I cut it off, right? So I have to learn. Anybody who's with me has to understand this is going to be here. It's not going anywhere. I have made amends with it. I'm comfortable with it. So I'm going to do things like positions or things that I feel like, show it show me my best light.
Right.
So yeah.
I love a FUPA reference right off the jump, like off the top onto FUPAs. I was like, honestly, the other day I was like shaving my toe hair and I shared it on Instagram and I was like, this needs to be like, our bodies have to be normalized. And I feel like so many times, especially with sex, we're feeling like we have to like curate our bodies, for the taste of a partner or for what we see on social or what we think, is the ideal body type or look. And I feel like we're coming around the corner to a really important moment where I do think that we are now all talking, like we're all secretly talking now and being like, wait, we all hate this. We all hate feeling self-conscious about these things. We all have a hairy toe. We all have a random chin hair. We all have the FUPA. We all have something on our bodies that we hate. So I want to go personal for just a second. You obviously mentioned FUPA, but what has your body image journey been like outside of in context with sex? Like how have you been through waves with yourself and your confidence?
Yes. So like for me, my weight has fluctuated. Like how I am now, this is probably like the biggest I've been. And I know some people are like, well, you're not fat, but I'm too fat for my frame. So like for me, I had to learn to even in my biggest, I had to find things that I liked about my body still. Like, actually, you still have a nice long neck. It has little rolls on it, but it's still a nice long neck. Or, actually, no, you still have some nice hips. I have to find something that I like.
Totally.
So it's been a struggle Like I lost weight probably about 4 years ago, and then I got a new job at the time, and the job, there were females all the time, and so I gained all that weight back.
I always see my friends that work in offices that have unlimited food. I mean, obviously no one's working in an office right now, but offices that have all that food, and I'm like, I don't think this would be good for me, just because I don't think I would get any work done, because I think I'd be over there. But it was
very hard.
I will say, though, it's interesting that you talk about fluctuation, because I do think that's something that we all do, because, and also, like, body image isn't just about weight, but certainly that's like your personal story, and that's also mine. So when I was college age, I was probably 225 pounds, which, let me just say, I carried it really cute. But I was...
That matters.
Oh, I thought I was amazing. I was like, who wouldn't want this? Right. But what was interesting is I had so much body confidence at that point in my life. And then I went on a weight loss journey. I really actually did it on a bet with a guy friend. I was like, what if we got in shape? Because he was also out of shape. And so we were like, let's learn how to eat like differently and work out. I'm going to learn how to weight lift, whatever. And I went on this weight loss journey, and I ended up losing about 70 pounds. And to be honest, that time when I had lost 70 pounds, when I was at my most healthy, people would say from the outside looking in, oh, she's so fit, she's so healthy. I was the most anxious I've ever been. I was the most down on myself I'd ever been. All this confidence that I'd had when I was bigger. And I don't think it was attributed to that I was bigger. It was that I was thinking about my body less.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And so I found that whenever I lost a lot of weight, I really became very self-conscious. And I really mostly struggled with body image when I was at my most, like my smallest, which is not always people's journey, you know, but I would encourage anyone that's listening here that you're like, if I could only just get to this place, if I could only lose the 10 pounds, if only I could get the nose job, the like butt injections. Do we do butt injections now? I think people do.
Yeah, they do.
The lip, like if I only could have that, I would be happy with myself.
Yes.
And I can tell you, I got to the point where I was like, this is everything I wanted. And I feel worse about myself and my body than I ever have in my life. And so for anyone listening, think about that. That happens. And you have to change kind of your mindset first before you make any actual changes, I think. Yeah.
And a side note, we want to remind the people that they can ask questions in the Q&A function at the top there. If you have a question that you would like to ask or some input that you would like to ask, you can put it in the Q&A little tab at the top.
Yeah, we're going to have 15 minutes at the end where we answer all of your juicy questions. So please be juicy. We will love it. Yeah. I want to talk about one thing that's a much used term.
Okay.
And I'm not a fan, but I want to hear your thoughts. Maybe you're a fan, and I'm okay if you're a fan.
Okay.
Hashtag body positivity.
Yes. I don't have any. I don't have anything wrong with it. I'm not. It's okay. I think it's good to have body positivity. Because it helps people to find the positive thing about their body. It helps them to focus on that and not focus so much on the negative things. Right. So I don't have any qualms with it. It's okay.
You're okay with the term. Yeah. I tend to dislike the term just because I prefer body neutrality or body confidence, just because I think here's the thing. I think particularly women, but I think across the board this happens too. I feel like we already have a lot of shame and stigma around our bodies. Mm-hmm. And so there are going to be days, no matter what, no matter if you've done all the personal internal work of I'm a confident person, I'm not defined by my body, you're still going to have days where you look in the mirror and you're like, really? This is what's going on today? I'm not happy with what I see. Or, you have down days. And so for me, I don't love the term body positivity just because there are going to be days that we feel negatively about our bodies, but I think it's more about building confidence rather than it being positive or negative. Like you can have a positive thought, you can have a negative thought, and then kind of let it go. Okay. I think for me, I just want to think less about my body and enjoy myself more.
Okay, that makes sense. I can see that.
So speaking of like hashtags, body positivity, let's talk about the elephant in the room here, because we both work online. First of all, how has social media impacted just your vibe with yourself? Like your overall, like, do you think it's improved your body image, worsened it? And then I want to talk about it like from a more aerial view, like about its like influence on culture. Obviously, we're not going to solve anything today.
I think it has had a negative and positive. Social media has helped me to follow or see other creators or content or fashion bloggers who look like me in terms of, skin color, who look like me in terms of body size, who still have fupas, who are not all, size 2. They have rolls. Like, I'm able to see someone who is similar built as me and be like, oh, I like how they put that together. I can do that too. So there's a lot more people of variety I have found on social media versus how it was back in the day, kind of pre-social media, where all you had were magazine people and they all looked a certain type of way. So I kind of tend to follow people who kind of have similarities as me. And so that's a good thing because representation does matter in all walks of life. So that has been my thing, to follow folks who look like me. That way I don't have to feel a certain type of way because there's someone who looks like me.
Right. I love that. I agree with you 100%. I think the biggest thing that social media has brought me, especially in terms of body and confidence in all of that, is, it's done damage in certain ways, I think, because it does idealize perfection. But I do think it is all about the curation. It's about like your personal curation of your feed is important. And then also for anyone that's a creator or a brand or anyone out there right now listening, if you're also attracting an audience that is going to be inclusive and loving and accepting. I think for me, I obviously sometimes fall into a comparison trap just with like
we all do
the work of Instagram, but with bodies, I think it has amazed me when I not only followed a lot of people like me, but then I followed a lot of people not like me. And that mixture of following,
it's really good.
Like seeing myself, but then seeing like this, I'm getting like teared up kind of thinking about it, just because like you see this like spectrum of people and just all different types of people from every different place. And it makes me feel less alone. It makes me feel like I'm happy to be individual.
Right.
And it's this weird thing of making you feel like significant, but also like connected because there's people like you. So I agree with you. More good than harm.
And I will say this, not to cut you off, from a content creator point of view, watching people do what you do, like on social media, it makes you compare. And it does make you second guess yourself. I'm like, oh, well, my Instagram is not as pretty as their Instagram. Or, theirs seems very polished. Or, in all their videos, they wear makeup. Like I went through a thing like that. And I was like, you know what? I don't wear makeup all the time when I do videos. A lot of times I'm just sitting at the house and this is what you're going to get. Either you're going to like the information or you're not. But I'm not going to sit here and be, my face is going to be all made up every time I go on Instagram. I don't have that type of time. I mean, I guess I do, but I don't want to make that type of time. So it does, make you compare yourself to other people. That is true.
Let me tell you a very short story about that exact thing. One time I was having a meet and greet, and someone came up to me and goes, "Oh, you look so much better in person." And I was like, you know what? That is actually a compliment because I go on Instagram with no makeup so often because the thing is I think it's important for us to also see other people, like real people, the way they actually look. Makeup's great. I love makeup. I love a lip. But it is vastly important to have that group of people that you can find similarity to, and then this group of people that are different than you. And I think social media overall has been great. TikTok,
and who are regular people, because I have met people who happen to follow me online, and this one person in particular, I was somewhere and they came up to me and they was like, "Oh my God, you're Ashley." I'm like, "Oh hi, how are you?" And she was like, "I follow you, or I engage with you on Facebook." And so I had her to go and message me, and I would never have recognized her because her Facebook pictures. And then the real life her, I don't know if she's having a bad day. I don't know what it was. It looked totally different. I was like, I would have never been able to spot you out in the crowd. Never. It was night and day different.
What do you think about, because we're talking about bodies, but also like the craze now is like faces, like distorting our faces with filters and things like that. Like, how do you feel like, do you think that's toxic? Do you think you can control it with minimal use? How do you feel about all of these kind of like face changing technologies?
I don't like them. Like all of my pictures none of my pictures have filters. I'm just like, I may be in different lighting.
Sure.
And if it's a filter, it's like a black and white photo. So, whatever. But like I know some people who only have filters on all their pictures. There are no regular pictures of them. Right. All their pictures contain filters. And then I'm like, okay, I don't know what you look like in real life. Right. and I think that becomes a thing of maybe you're not, I don't know, like you don't feel like your how you look is okay, or how you look is pretty enough or something. Like, I don't know. Like, I understand that, I am not a beauty queen. I'm not going to win Miss America or whatever else. Like, and that's fine with that. Like, I'm totally okay with that. Yeah. There are people that will like you however you look. I'm not trying to win a beauty pageant.
Right.
I just want to be happy with myself. And I think that is like, I feel like this is a personal thing. I don't know how true this is not, but I feel like if you always having filters, that it's something there that you're not completely happy with how you look. This is how I feel.
Well, and also I think you start only getting used to seeing yourself like that. And then you look at yourself in a real mirror and you're like, wait, why aren't my eyes blue? And why don't I have chiseled cheekbones?
Yes, because you wasn't born with that.
No, I think that was kind of an offshoot, but I've been thinking about filters and like how young people, especially, I mean, we're both the same age. We talked about this, we're the same age. And so I feel like we have had pre-internet lives. And I worry about younger people that their whole life has been under this kind of like social media lens and like the filter culture, the photoshopping culture. Yes. Like we had maybe a digital camera, but mostly like a disposable that we'd like walk over to Walgreens and get a CD to burn.
And I had a lot of those. And you look how you look on those pictures. There was no change.
It wasn't great. Let me say that. But you did upload every one of those photos to Facebook.
Yes, no matter how you looked, it's just what it was. And like, and I also like, we were in the era of Michael Jackson, and this is probably off topic, but no, we remember Michael Jackson when Michael Jackson looked quote unquote, I don't want to say normal, but quote unquote normal. And then we saw him gradually change into, what he became.
Right.
And that is not self-love, Right. If he had just loved himself enough to be okay with how he was, the way God made him. Like, I'm not saying you can't alter your nose or something like that. And if you want to, okay, cool. But he changed his whole face. His whole face was new.
Yeah. And leveled up in a different way. Yeah, I think you're so right. Like we can do things. There's a difference between changing yourself and changing yourself because you don't love yourself inherently. So how does that play out during sex? Like, so if I'm coming to you, Ashley, and I need advice, I want to love myself more, particularly in the bedroom, because we're talking about sex here primarily. Like, how do you feel like are some ways that you can feel more confident with not only with a partner, but by yourself? I know, like, there have been points in my life that I wasn't even comfortable. Like, this is like TMI maybe for everybody here, but I mean, actually it's totally not. You just talked about vibrators for a long time, but I would like masturbate with clothes on.
Really?
Yeah. And like with pants on. And like, I would just put the little like thing down there. What's the one with the sucky? The sucky one is good.
Like the womanizer?
Womanizer. That's what it is. But like, I would put something in my pants because there was this weird thing where even by myself, I wasn't fully comfortable with myself physically. So how do you think are ways that people can gain confidence in the bedroom, but also love themselves in that process?
So the best way to do that is to get naked, right? And so, I mean, like to get naked, right? And look at yourself in a mirror and to just love your body, you know, come up with like 5 things that I like about my naked self. You know, I like my breast, you know, whatever those 5 things are, get naked more often. So that means if you have to do it, you know, every morning or walk around the house nude once a week. However, I think for me, I think the best way is to get nude and to appreciate your body as is one of the best ways too. And this was kind of interesting. Yesterday, I had someone inbox me because they wanted to know, was their vagina normal looking? And that's a big thing because she was saying that her clitoris she felt it was larger, I guess, than the clitorises she's been seeing on like porn or whatever. I don't know what she's looking at vaginas at. But I had to.
Everyone at home is dying wherever she's seeing vaginas.
I don't know. I didn't ask, but I had to reassure her that her vagina was normal. Like Google, there is like this website. I can't think of it right now. Oh, Betty Dotson's website, and on that website, she has different pictures of real life vaginas, and they're different shapes and different, you know. Some with larger labia, some with larger clitorises, and you can just plain old fashioned Google vaginas with large labias, and you know they will all pop up in the Google images. I don't know if you want that on your computer now, but they will pop up. So even so, you can look at different things and then look at your vagina and see like, okay, so this is normal. There's nothing wrong with me because there's other people, and that is why representation matters. There's other people who look like me, and that's also why I think like in the porn industry, they should have different types of bodies so people can know that I'm not odd. This is a real thing. People look like this.
Yeah, I mean, so much of pornography is like from the male gaze, and I feel like it has this just idealized standard. But the funny thing is, the ideal is not even the ideal. It's just what they've kind of like chosen, you know. And so I totally agree with you that, you know, I hope in porn, but also in education, sex education, we're taught like the amount of stuff that I was not taught in sex education is incredible. Like we didn't know anything. We didn't know anything.
No.
And that's why women feel so self-conscious about their labias, if they have desire or not, their abilities in the bedroom, whether they stack up, the noise that they make, the kinks that they might have, the smell that they might have. Everyone at some point in their head has thought, is that thing normal? Am I weird? We've all thought it.
Yeah, we all have. In sex ed, I don't know if it's changed or not since I've been in sex ed. It's been 20 plus years since I've been in middle school or high school.
It probably hasn't, sadly.
It probably hasn't. But when I was in sex ed, the basis of sex ed was basically going over STDs and menstrual cycles and how babies were made. That's pretty much the gist of sex ed. So yeah.
let me just say, I asked my boyfriend the other day, I said, do you know what discharge is? And he looked at me and just slowly shook his head in confusion. So we need better education. Let me just say that. So when I'm sure you hear this a lot. This is a common question I get asked on my podcast when I have sex therapists on as well. I think a lot of people struggle with their desire not matching their partner, or if they're not partnered, their desire kind of waning in and out. I think that is something that people feel self-conscious of is, am I not sexual enough, or am I too sexual? We talk about drive a lot. So for people that are struggling with drive or struggling with feeling self-conscious and that affects their drive, what would you say are some good ways in the bedroom to kind of start to let go of some of that self-consciousness to hopefully increase sex drive?
A good way to let go of self-consciousness, I think one of the ways is to do like mindfulness activities. I don't know if you know what that means. So mindfulness, I can't talk today. So mindfulness is kind of when you just kind of focus on what is happening. So a lot of times I'll say we women, we kind of have a million and one thoughts going in our mind because we live busy lives, right?
Yeah.
So we have all these different things going on. And so like sometimes we are so focused on trying to have an orgasm, focus on, I wonder, does he like this? Or all this other stuff. And when we can just focus on what is happening to our bodies, focus on the sensations that we're feeling during sex, and that will kind of help us to kind of get out of our minds and enjoy the session. Also, you can try get it in the mood or in the moment by setting the mood, like wearing some nice, cute lingerie, right? And Lovehoney sells lingerie, by the way. This is the little segue,
Let me just say, I'm upset because Ashley got sent all the lingerie.
I did.
And we're gonna have we're not doing a full fashion show. We're not getting completely nude and putting the lingerie on.
No.
I do want to see what they sent you. And also, I personally, when I got introduced to Lovehoney a while ago, but I thought it was mostly sex toys. I had no idea about the lingerie.
Yeah, so they have a whole lingerie section. Listen, and I like anything in lace and leather, and so this is really cute. So y'all gonna see this if you follow me on Instagram. You're gonna see this on Instagram probably next week.
Wait, are you wearing it on Instagram?
Say what now?
Are you gonna be wearing it on Instagram? Okay, good.
So this one is like a little. It's really cute. It has like a little leather part in the back. And so this one, again, is black and it's leather. And it comes with a nice little panty, and then ones that you can attach to.
Little garters.
Yeah, little garters. It is so cute. Listen, if you don't feel confident walking out in this is, and then they have some other ones. So let me show you the other ones.
That bra, I feel like that would be the perfect outfit. Okay, level with me here. I feel like that lingerie set would be perfect. Those bottoms under like a hot skirt, and then the bra underneath like a blazer with like the lace tucking out, and then you just like rip it off when you are in the Uber. Maybe not in the Uber.
That is really cute. Like I didn't even think about that. So
I feel like your bra could be like an under the blazer top that you see part of it.
And the underwear has split here, so it's easy access underwear.
Wow. See, maybe Uber is a possibility.
And then this one is more of like some people don't feel confident in wearing a two-piece, right? It's a thing. Mm-hmm. So there's also a little one piece that you can wear. I like a one piece too. And this covers, it's a little one piece thing, and it has a little thong underwear in the back.
Oh, wow.
So if you don't feel confident or comfortable wearing the two piece, there's always cute little one pieces that you can wear.
I think that one, that's like dreamy romantic moment, like take me away. Can I tell you a personal pet peeve before we move on to any more lingerie? When I'm wearing lingerie and someone tries to take it off too fast, I'm like, this is my outfit, and I need you to respect my outfit.
And I need for you to appreciate this, right? I need you to appreciate it. So I pay money for this, okay? And lingerie is not cheap. That's the first thing. 2, like I done got myself hyped, and I need you to act like this is on, and not be like, okay, let's take it off now. No, I need you to appreciate this.
This is my outfit, and I need you to respect it. You know what's great about that first one is the crotchless or the open crotch. I'm like, now I can wear my outfit and also do the damn thing.
Yes, you can. I like it.
Okay, do you have another one?
I do. And so one more. This is the last one. So this one is, this one I struggle with this one because I couldn't figure out how to work out.
This is literally my life. Being like, where is
okay, here we go. I couldn't figure out how this one came on. This is the top.
It's like a plunge.
And it's like a bodysuit, but without the panties. And this is the little leg part here. So it's like a bodysuit, but it doesn't have a bottom to it. So
I feel like a lot of us, especially like for me losing weight, I feel like I have stretch marks on my stomach, which first of all, no partner has ever cared about stretch marks. It's more of a like,
they don't care.
It's a loose skin thing that I don't feel comfortable with, especially if I'm in like doggy style or something. I'm like, this is making me get in my own head. So sometimes like, hey, guess what? I'm not going to fully get over the fact that when I'm in doggy style, my stomach looks kind of like loose. So I'm just going to like do something for it. That bodysuit would be chef's kiss.
Like I can't get over the fact that my stomach is touching the bed, but it's going to be.
I mean, we've all had that moment where someone like touches your stomach in a weird way and you're like, oh!
And it's all flabby. Yeah.
I'm like, don't ever touch the stomach. It's okay, so do you have anything else to add before we talk to some peeps?
No, let's answer some questions.
Okay, I love it. Okay. So let's see. Oh, there's so many just like nice y'all are like great. You're just lovely. You're just saying hi and being encouraging. Okay, so this is an interesting question. This is from Madison. She says, how would you teach body positivity or body confidence in school if you could go back and you could teach?
I'm trying to think. Is that the truth? A fun fact is I used to be a teacher. Like I used to be a classroom teacher. That's why I used to do before I started doing this. I used to be a teacher. And so I think, and there was this program that I worked with girls, and they try to teach them how to feel about, it's kind of like how to create relationships, how to have positive thoughts, and it more so focused on kind of like having affirmations, because young people, I think, also focus a lot on celebrities and Instagram. They really are they really mimic what they see. Especially like middle school, high school, they really are mimicking, the city girl movement and all that stuff that's going on. So they are mimicking what they see. So it's important for those type of girls to teach them that you don't have to look like the people on Instagram to be beautiful. Like you can be yourself. Being original is what matters. You don't have to be a copy. Let's be original. What do you love about yourself? Be that. You don't have to fit in. I think in that generation, a lot of them are trying to fit in, trying to find themselves. Right. So teaching them how to be okay with being an original is very important.
Yeah, it's also crazy. Just speaking of like teens, I don't know if you've seen the teens lately. They have not gone through an awkward period. I don't know what happened. How did they skip it? I'm curious because
social media. They're like they all look the same.
It's really wild. I mean, I sometimes feel a little bit afraid when I see it, honestly, but I also just know that things change. But Next one here, you had brought up mantras and like things to tell yourself. What do you think? Well, first of all, I'm going to ask you a personal question. What is your mantra for today for your body, or like what's something positive you want to say to yourself today? And I'm going to share one. And then what do you think? How do you think people can create those?
So I like to say, like, I am enough. That's, as is. I don't have to do anything else. And that can apply to other areas of my life. Yes. But Ashley, you are enough just how you are. Mm. And so I get my mantras off of Pinterest. I don't know if that's what I'm supposed to be saying, but I go to Pinterest. And Pinterest has everything you need. Like, you can type in.
You like a store-bought mantra. Let's do it.
I do store-bought mantras. Mantras for self-esteem. They all pop up. And the ones I like the most, I save on my Pinterest board.
No shame.
No shame. I get them off Pinterest. That's where mine come from.
I love it. No, I do think that's a good place for inspiration. Like, the internet has so much inspiration of things, especially if you feel stuck on or feel silly making something up for yourself. Every day I try to kind of like take, like you said, look in the mirror, take ownership of what's going on with me. So today, something that I kind of was my mantra overall feeling was, I just went through the egg freezing process. So my body is like really bloated from hormones and things like that. But, it's really easy to go in the negative thought process of like, oh, I'm so bloated. I look bad. I'm not fitting into my clothes properly because of it. But today I really had a mindset shift. When I looked in the mirror today, I was like, wow, my body is incredible for going through that and for doing it. And it is amazing that science exists and that I could do that with my body today. And so I think that was a great little mind shift for me personally with my body today. But I would also encourage any of you, like, I would love to see like y'all's mantras. If you want to put them in the main chat, like put your mantras of what you're feeling good today. I would love to see them because I know it's inspiring for all of us.
The female body is amazing. And no knock to the men out there, but the female body is just amazing. Like the things we go through, like periods every month, and then having birthing whole live babies. It's just like amazing.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
I want to ask you one last thing.
Yes.
So the next time we're going into, sex with a partner or something like that, what would you say when we get in our own heads? Like, what would you say is just the last thing to like, because I think a lot of us deal with anxiety surrounding performance or the way we look. Like, what do you think is something that's helped you just kind of like jumpstart out of those moments other than, obviously the mindfulness, but is there something that you kind of tell yourself that makes you kind of snap out of that?
I kind of tap into my inner freak, like your alter ego. And I use this as an example. Beyonce has Sasha Fierce, and she's always said that Sasha Fierce is like this her this alter ego that she taps into when she's on stage because in real life she says that she's not this person, right? She has to tap into her to get inspiration. So for sex, you can tap into whatever that alter ego is. If it's this fearless woman who knows how to do everything and is like, no, doesn't hold back, and is tap into her. Find that lady or find that man, and you become that person. Give it a name. If it's sexy Keisha, whatever, give it a name, and be her or him, and do that. It helps. It's kind of like role play. It helps you to kind of get your mind off of it too.
Oh, I love that. It's like personal mental role play.
Yes.
Oh, I love that. I used to have like a long clip-on ponytail. I would literally go to spin class and wear it because I was like, I'm amazing. This is like my alter ego. I am the most fit person ever. I would really get that from a ponytail. So hair. You gotta psych yourself out sometimes. So whatever works. That's right. Oh, I love it. So I have another question here. It says, let me read. I'd love to know if you have any advice for coming to terms with realizing you'll never get your ideal body. I've been trying to get back to what I weighed at 16 since my college days. I'm now 30 and no longer close to that magical weight, and chasing it isn't doing good for my mental health or my body image. How can a person let go and be okay with knowing they'll never have the body they want? Oh my gosh. How many of us, please all virtually raise your hand if you have a pair of pants that does not fit you and they just sit in the back of the closet. Every one of us.
Hoping that you're going to lose weight to get into them.
Oh, yeah. Like, next summer I'll wear these shorts. Next summer, I'm sure. It's like, this does not happen. We think we lost Ashley. Are you at Ashley? Okay, well, I'll answer this question since Ashley is not there, because I feel like I have struggled with this so much because I've been in so many different body shapes over time. Number one, get rid of all the clothes that don't fit you. Get rid of anything that doesn't work for your body type, things that you once had pre-baby, pre-wedding, pre-COVID, pre-any of it. Like, I especially feel this right now. I've had a lot of people talk to me about, this time period of not being as able to be as active as we once were and our schedule shifting, how that has really impacted people's body image, especially when it comes to clothing. And a lot of people I've had message me and say, I'm no longer fitting into the clothing that I did in the spring. And I'm just like, if you have, obviously, not everyone has the financial means, especially right now, to get rid of everything and get something that fits. But even if it means like going to get a good pair of jeans that fits for your existing body type, because every day that you try to squeeze into something that doesn't fit or wish for that pair of jeans in the back of the closet, like, I'm getting rid of mine today, Ashley. I'm gonna throw them out after this because I don't even want to have that energy. I think also, don't compare yourself to pictures. Do you ever do this? Like, do you ever look in your camera roll?
Yeah. Or in my case, Facebook memories pop up.
Oh, the memories will bring up the bad relationships and like bad hair. And like, it's always those moments when you thought you didn't look good. And then you look back at it and you're like, wow, I wish I would have been grateful for that moment.
Like, I thought I was fat when I was 25. Like, no, I'm fat now. Like I wish I would have.
The thing is I think that is a really important pin to realize, is that we can't always be looking back on what we were, what we want to get back to, because honestly, I think that is how we don't appreciate this moment. Like, for all of you listening here, like, this time has been a struggle, and I think especially with body image, this time has been difficult for us. When you're out of your routines, you're out of your coping mechanisms, and you're out of the things that bring you structure, it's really hard to feel comfortable in your body. Is there something that's helped you in quarantine, Ashley, or during this time, that has helped you with your body image, or like a mindset shift?
Or
if you're honest, it's like, it's been bad. That's okay too.
I'm like, help me, my body image. I've been wearing leggings and t-shirts since March. So I've been real comfortable. I just real comfortable. I actually just started with a personal trainer.
Oh, nice.
And this is funny because I feel like I've been going to a personal trainer every day for a month. Well, not every day. Every Monday through Thursday for a month, right? Consistently for a month. And I feel like I should have lost more weight by now. And I asked her, I was like, listen, I haven't lost 30 pounds. Like, what's happening here? Like, I feel like I've been here for a month. Like, I need to lose 25 pounds. And she was like, well, it took you longer than a month to gain it. And I was like, I don't care. I've been coming here for a month, right?
Wait a minute. That's not how it works. Have you found any, like, because I know the structure of working out and like taking care of yourself beyond the physical is so important. Have you felt a shift in your mental? Like, even if you don't see it so much in your physical form, do you find with your mental kind of state right now that it's improved with just a little consistency, not even like calories in and out, but just consistency and taking care of yourself?
Yes, because I don't hate it, which is surprising because I don't like exercise. So I don't hate it. I actually look forward to going every morning. I'm like, okay, I actually get up and I'm like ready to go. And I think that comes from consistency, and it's just kind of like an outlet to do something other than work all day. So yes, it's very helpful.
I definitely think that if anyone that's watching this is struggling with your body during this time, or just your I mean, not only your physical body, but your mental state, like, you're not alone. I think a lot of us are struggling with that. And, you know, our normal coping mechanisms that manage kind of our self-image kind of get stripped away. And so it's kind of about finding new ways to love yourself, new ways to connect with yourself and with your community and other people. It's just really, really important. So if anyone's feeling like that, you know, same.
Yeah, very much so.
How much time do we have left here? Do we have time for another little question? I think we have 5 minutes left, so let's do one more question.
Okay.
So Ashley, where do you find, this is a question from our question log, where do you find conversations around body confidence happening? Do you mostly find them online, talk to your friends about it, or is this something that you talk about with your partner, if you have a partner?
Mostly online. I follow a lot of people on Instagram who are very body positive. Mm-hmm. So I think Instagram is a very good place to find a lot of body positivity, because there are a lot of people who are content creators or bloggers who are body positive. Yes. So I go to Instagram and I follow those people.
You know, it's funny, we were talking about the vaginas earlier, like the different types of vaginas, like there's a range, obviously. So I remember I was with a bunch of my close girlfriends and we were having dinner, and there was like this infographic that someone pulled up on their phone with like drawings of all these different types of vaginas. And it was so fun because we just at the table were like, which one are you? Like, point out which one are you? And it was so much relief that we felt, because I feel like even with close girlfriends or something, you may not talk about you may not talk about your insecurities with your body specifically as it relates to sex, because there's still this unwanted stigma with it. Right. And so I have really enjoyed actually pushing myself to have more conversations about sex, my body, all of that with my friends. But yeah, I'm totally with you on the Instagram thing. I think there's just such a community there that speaks to a lot of different experiences, which I've found really inspiring, to say the least. Okay, I think that is all we have time for. But yes, Ashley, do you want to tell people where they can find you, and please plug all your things?
So you can find me on Sex with Ashley, and that's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and the website. It's all real simple. It's all the same name. And that is where you can find me.
Awesome. And you can find me at Chinae Alexander on Instagram, Twitter. My TikTok's so embarrassing, so please don't look at that because I'm 35, but I'm attempting. And you can also listen to my podcast. We talk about relationships, sex, we talk about wellness, and we have cool guests on, and we give advice to our listeners. So that podcast is called Press Send. And I think on behalf of both me and Ashley, we're so happy to have been here with you guys. And thank you, Lovehoney, for having us.
This was fun. Yeah, this was very fun.
I feel like we just had a hangout.
Yeah.
I feel very happy. So thank you all so much.
Bye.
Bye.